to another episode of the Peelerz podcast where we discuss the nitty, the gritty, and the pretty side of stripping. Today I have with me
Jazmin Taylor.
And it's me, Bat Krella Kraken. We're going to do a little life update because it's been a while. I'm sorry, everybody, but also update. Look, it's different.
Huzzah!
Huzzah. The sign is a little broken from Taboo and a car accident. It wasn't me in the car accident, so don't worry. But that's getting fixed, so don't.
I didn't even notice it was broken.
Yeah, she thought that it wouldn't work altogether, and I'm glad that it still does, because I did get a remake of the sign. It was wrong, sent it back. Still waiting for a refund to rebuy another one, so I'm glad it works.
Oh my gosh.
Been waiting to film.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what's new in Jazmin's world?
Just, the usual mental breakdown, week before period, just not having it this week.
Do you always get yours a week before? That, like, moody, Judy?
No, it's like 2 days. Like, I'm expecting it to be, like, tomorrow, the next day.
It's always, like, 2 days a week before.
Oh, yeah? You just get crazy?
Oh, I'm a cunt. And then the day before my period, it's like depresso espresso. Like it sounds so dark, but I understand why people would contemplate suicide. I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense. But I only feel that way for like a brief, short amount of time.
Yeah.
And like, what is it, PMDD or whatever? I feel like that's like...
It's just the hormone imbalance makes you go fucking wild.
And the PMDD is like that, but on steroids. So that would be crazy.
Could not relate. No fucking way.
That would suck.
Nobody would be around me. No. Like even today I was getting ready and I got new outfits for Christmas, tried them on, immediately started crying. I was like, I'm fat. This is fat. Everything's fat. I look like a fucking homeless person. This is terrible. Then I tried to put on makeup and I cried that off. Then I listened to sad, depressing music all the way here and cried. And now I think I'm going to be okay.
Have you cried on the podcast yet?
No.
Yep. Challenge accepted.
Yeah, right? Today may be the day.
Yeah, today might be the day.
Yeah.
All right. Where have you been working lately?
Well, I took Christmas off and then I went to Brandon on the 25th and everyone's like, you're driving to work on Christmas? I'm like, no, I'm driving to work on Wednesday because I did my Christmas the Saturday before.
Yeah.
And then I worked there for 10 days and then I came home for 2 and then I went to Fort Kent. That was really exciting and exhilarating, and I finally snapped out and told people where to go and how to get there, and it was really fun. Also, don't disrespect your dancer because you never know what mood we're in.
I feel like I've lately been a little more on edge. At work, it's just the holiday season, and everyone like using that guilt trip to put over our head.
Yeah.
They come into our workplace and they're like, oh, the holidays, I'm broke. Can't you give me a discount? Like, bitch, we have shit to pay for too. What the actual fuck? I'm the one at work not wearing pants.
Yeah, right.
You've told me how cold the club is, and you're telling me that you get a discount because you deserve it?
It was freezing in the bar this week. Like, when we go in there, I just sit in my clothes until it's time to go on stage for my first time. Mm-hmm. And then after that, I sit in my robe and my blanket. Like I was so cold, I went into the bathroom to use the space heater on my toes. This is terrible. And then on Saturday, I was like, I'm just going to go put my real clothes back on. Like, there's no point in this.
There's a thing on Temu that's like, do you know those boards that you get for science fair? That like open like that? It's like that, but you plug it into a wall and it's meant for being under the desk for warming around your legs. I'm like, we need that at Shade.
And it also, I don't know if it's that one, but they have ones that do like vitamin D, like to give you sun exposure or whatever.
Oh yeah, like
for the winter.
The red lasers or whatever. Put off vitamin D.
I thought about today, obviously, in my spiral moment. I was like, maybe I just need to go tan. Maybe I need some vitamin D. I don't know what I need. Maybe I need to move to Mexico.
It's wild that like how the seasons will affect us so bad, because I went from like Mexico and Kelowna, came back here and was like, why does life seem dim and dungy and sad? And then went to Saskatoon and it got worse. I was like, why is life bad?
I drove through while you were there on my way home on that Sunday and I was like, oh God, get me out of here.
Like Buckley couldn't go for a walk at all because it was just too cold. We would like leave the back door, we'd walk to the front door, and that's where she had to go to the bathroom. And even then she was like doing the whole like, oh fuck.
Yeah. It was minus 40 in Brandon for the last 6 days that I was there.
So was it slow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It still wasn't terrible, but it was definitely like New Year's was the only really good day. And then the Friday was okay, but the Saturday like that I was leaving was not good.
Brandon's always good. That's what I hear anyway.
Yeah, I really like it. Now that they've got 3 girls on the lineup, though, you don't get as many shows, which is nice because you're not waking up at noon every day to do a noon show because there's 2 of you throughout the week. So that's kind of good. But the paycheck felt the hit for sure. Because before you were doing like 50 shows to yourself.
Yeah, and they pay well per show too, which is nice. Yeah. So you weren't traveling on your holiday, but as a mom who's a dancer, does that ever like bug you? Having to work on major holidays?
No, because I can take them off if I want to.
Truly,
right?
Yes.
Most of the time, so my family all works shift work, and so we just pick the closest date, like for Easter's, Christmases, birthdays, whatever it is. We just pick like the day that everyone's off because everybody just works shift work. So it's like 5 on, 5 off, or 3 on, 3 off, or whatever. So we just pick whatever's the closest day. So this year we did Christmas on the 21st. And then my kid didn't have to go to school on the 20th or whatever that Friday would have been. So he enjoyed that. But yeah, no, it doesn't really affect me because like...
Do you think it affects him or does he know? He's still pretty young.
Yeah, he's 11, so I don't think he really cares.
Yeah, what the actual date is. And like... As someone who's a December baby, I also have that connection with December. Like, nothing has to be on the actual day. Yeah. Some people are like sacred. It has to be on the 25th. Like, you can't miss Christmas.
Yeah,
and, like,
no, we've never been like that because my dad's worked shift work my whole life. So I don't know any different.
Yeah.
And I mean, now that I have the freedom to do whatever, but my family still works shift work, he doesn't know any different. I don't know. I think it's really weird the way that we idolize these holidays where it's like we do PJs on the 24th and we open movies and then we go to bed and we wake up on the 25th. It's like, okay, but why can't you do that on the 20th?
Yeah.
Or the 27th? Or literally the 1st. Like, why can't, what?
And it's not like he's on Instagram and can see all his friends opening like their stuff on the same day or anything.
Yeah,
like, he doesn't know any better.
No.
Yeah.
Nope. So
do they have like, do you get a crazy Christmas for him every year? Are you one of those moms?
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, last year. So last year he got the brand new Xbox and controllers and a bed and a dresser, like the whole new like room makeover.
Oh, cute.
And then this year I got him a 65-inch TV for the living room.
Well, because he's big on the games, right?
Yeah.
He's always...
Yeah. And then what did I get him the year before? He always gets like one really big gift and then like, you know, clothes and some smaller stuff.
Shitty action needs, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's weird because when I look at it, the consumerism is fucking gross. Like when we went, so this year we did like a huge family thing. So my brother and his now fiance, because they got engaged at Christmas.
Oh, cute.
And her side of the family came. And then it was my parents and me and my kid. So it was like 3 families worth of presents in this new house that they had, and it was absolutely insanity. So I did 78 presents just myself. Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't imagine. I got one for my mom. I give my brother my old jewelry because he collects silver.
Yeah.
And he doesn't get me anything every year, so like it's something.
Yeah.
Every year he gives me the finger.
Yeah, right.
And I'm like, thanks. And he's like, and here's one for your birthday. And it's literally been like that. And he's older than me.
Yeah.
Never gotten me a gift.
Yeah.
Got my man like a stocking full of stuff, and
right.
that's it. I can't imagine.
I like to wrap. So it's not necessarily that it was 75 individual gifts. Like I bought 75 individual things. Well, I guess kind of did. But it's like I like to wrap everything individually so it looks like it's a shit ton of things. So like hypothetically, if you get a razor, you're also getting blades and you're getting whatever else to go with it, say a shaving kit. I don't put everything in the shaving kit and then wrap it. You're getting all of those wrapped individually. And just like the way it looks.
It's extra. I like that.
Yeah, it is extra. I went through 4 rolls of wrapping paper this year.
I can see you being the type to like decorating for Christmas. Yeah.
Not so much decorating, like my house, I put the tree up and the stockings and that's it. And like some lights that go behind there. I don't do the whole like house thing. A, because I'm never there to see it. And B, it just gets left on all the fucking time. And then I'm just paying for power and I'm not even there to watch it.
True.
So, yeah.
True.
Yep.
Yeah, sometimes I put like Christmas lights up in the antlers of my taxidermy.
Yeah.
That's it.
This year didn't feel very Christmassy though. This year didn't feel like holiday-y at all.
Even
New Year's didn't even feel like shit.
No, and even at work, like the magic, I gotta say though, honestly, yes. The day before Shade closed, they were loose on some of the rules for sure. It was fun. It was silly. We had a great time.
They also did a really good job decorating this year. Like I was there. Oh, when was I there? The week before I did my Christmas, and the stage looked really good, and like they had all that stuff up there, and like around the club and stuff looked really nice. It's nice to see that. It kind of makes it feel more Christmassy around, but I didn't even hear like Christmas music in the stores or anything like that until like November or December 15th. So at that point, Christmas is over.
Christmas is over.
Yeah.
The one thing that I'm used to every year and we didn't get is usually we get Starbucks gift card.
Oh, you guys didn't get them this year?
No.
Because when we were there, that's when I was there for the strip-a-thon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And you were like, oh, at least we get Starbucks gift cards tonight or whatever. And I was like, oh, cool, that'll be exciting.
We didn't.
Oh. That goddamn economy.
This economy, I tell you. And like, oh God, it's showing. But aren't we... I know I'm talking out my ass, and it's only what people are telling me at the club, and I'm dumb for believing it. But aren't we isn't the economy gonna come around again or something?
It's supposed to. It ebbs and flows, right? So 99 had a massive stock market crash or something because of the millennia, and everyone thought that the world was gonna end and all the robots were gonna turn on and like take over the world. That didn't happen. And then 2008 was the big crash, and then 2016. And now here we are, 2020, whatever it started in, let's say 2023, got real bad, 2024. So I'm assuming we're coming out of it. And then again in like 2032, it'll happen again. And yeah.
Please. I just want, when the like older dancers are like, hey, you could walk off stage and you have a whole pitcher full of loonies. Like, yeah. When's that happen?
Yeah.
Because I'm coming on 9.5 years or something.
Yeah.
Where? When? How?
It happens every once in a while. Like in Fort Kent on my Wednesday, I had a full pitcher of loonies. But before that, I don't know. I don't know when the last time was that I had like a full pitcher off of less than, 2 shows, like 1 or 2 shows.
Yeah. No, I feel, I need that to happen to me at least once.
Right?
Before I take a break or anything, because I'm not going to be doing this forever. I'm going to take a break before I turn 80 and come back to it.
Right.
Ooh, this eyeshadow ain't bad. Like, did you hear that Shade is now doing the promo video thing?
I seen it last week. I talked to Anya and she was like, yeah, it's some guy from Grand Prairie.
Is it Mike?
Mike, yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Who's that?
He did the one of me in my cowboy where... Like, I take the hat off and I throw it at a guy and he's, like, sniffing it and everything. He did that stage.
Okay.
And, like, he did when I did the circus one in Grand Prairie.
That's what she said. She was like, well, he filmed us when we went up and did Miss New Northern. And I was like, I don't remember that, dude.
Yeah, you had to pay for the footage or whatever. He's very good at editing, like, boobies out and stuff like that. And, yeah, he's amazing. He's going to do another show of mine because I have longer hair now.
Yeah. So that's who's doing it now.
Oh, awesome. I was kind of worried it might have been someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh. What is that? Zodiac what? What is it?
Beach Cosmetics. It's old.
Oh, okay.
This is like 10 years old or something. Don't judge me.
No, it's not for everyone that just heard that.
Not. Right. I have questions for you as a mom who dances.
Bring it on.
Bring it on. Okay. When your son is old enough to understand, are you going to tell him? Does he already know?
I don't think he knows. I think, like, obviously he knows that I work at bars, and he knows what Shade is, and he knows what Showgirls is.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I don't know if he knows what Showgirls is, but he knows that I go to work at the bar in Fort Mac. I will obviously tell him eventually, but I don't know when and or how yet. I haven't quite got there, because at this point, everything needs to be age appropriate. Like, everything that you're seeing on TikTok and whatever, and kids are learning all these things so young, you don't need to learn that. Go be a kid.
Yes.
Yeah, he just knows that I go to work and I pay bills and we go snowboarding and we do all these fun things, and then that's it. That's all he knows. I think when he was little, he thought that I played dress up, like Halloween. That's what he would call it. He's like, oh, my mom does Halloween, which is great. Awesome. It's not wrong.
Do you think that you've raised him open-mindedly enough to... I guess that doesn't matter, though, because it's going to be, realistically, how he feels about it is going to be so much about how he's in school and his friends and his other. Yeah. That'll make the
defining.
If he actually accepts it or not. Because really, like, his friends, he could be accepting of it, and his friends go like, and then he'll go like, oh, yeah,
Yeah, but at the end of the day, he knows that, like, I I don't know how to put this. Like, he knows what type of life he lives. You know what I mean? I never really have to say no to anything. Like, I just spent $140 going snowboarding for 2 hours yesterday, like, because he's been asking me to. He understands that, like, he lives a pretty privileged life.
Yeah.
And he also understands that my job allows me to be home for things. So if he's ever like, oh, I have this at school, I just take the week off. Or, oh, I have this at whatever, I want to go do this. Okay, I take the week off. You know what I mean? Like, it's not. So I think that outside of what my job really is the way that he's getting to interact with me in his childhood is the most important part. Because he's very empathetic and he's very, like, understanding. So I think that when it comes to it, he'll just tell the kids at school or whatever, he'll be like, yeah, maybe my mom's a stripper, but look at all the things I have. Look at all the things I get to do. What does your parents do? When's the last time your parents had your birthday off, you know?
No, that is completely true.
Yeah.
And it's, men are in it even at young age.
Yeah.
He has so much more leverage to be like, actually, no, it's not a bad thing. Because I feel like as a young girl, we could defend our parents as much as we want, but if you get bullied way more as a girl, I feel like you're way more persuaded.
Right.
It's harder to stay within the popular group, but I feel like if a young man stands his ground, he's going to be cooler, especially if he's like, look at the life I get to live, and you guys don't.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think it could go either way. It really just depends. I mean, where I live is very culturally mixed right now at this point. And so I'm not really sure what's going to happen with it, to be completely honest. I don't know.
Are you scared?
I wouldn't say scared, but I mean, I definitely get a little worried about it sometimes. But at the same time, like, just punch the kid in the face. Tell him to fuck off, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I know that sounds bad, but sometimes these kids just need it. They need another kid to just, like...
And a cool mom's an easy one to stand up for.
Well, and that's just it, right? Like, all of his friends like me. We go and do things. Like, I take them to laser tag and bowling and to the play parks and to the water park and to Galaxyland and all these other things. Like...
Do you think you're ever going to be like you are, obviously. Going to be like the hot mom?
I fucking hope not.
Well, you are. Like,
yeah, but I also am like the homeless mom, right? Like, look at me. I have sunglasses on. I brushed my hair. I did brush my hair.
Yeah, but you are also vastly different than all of their moms.
Like, yes, and I think that, like, when I do go and not hang out with him and his friends, that sounds weird, but, like, if I'm, like, the mom that's, like, doing the mom things, I don't dress like a stripper. You know what I mean? Like, I'm in a fucking tracksuit.
Yeah.
So
I remember my neighbor was the hot mom, even though her kid was in like kindergarten when my brother, he did her like hair for prom and everything.
Yeah.
And she was our mom's age, but she had like the red hair and the cut off shorts, and like she looked like a hobo most of the time, but they were just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
You know, none of our moms look like that. They're like, look like moms.
Yeah. I do think that I probably will be the hot mom, but I'm hoping that, like, I don't know, my kid gets to hang out with like hot women all the time. And I know that sounds weird, but it's not unusual for him to be around very attractive females, right?
Yeah.
By society standards, between you and Anya and Serena and whatever. Like, I don't think it's going to be weird for him, because it's not like all of a sudden he's 16 and then I turn into a hot mom. You know what I mean? Like, this is just what I look like.
Yeah, it's his friends who are going to feel that way.
Yeah.
Hope to God it won't be him.
Right? My mom was the hot mom. All of my brother's friends said that for like the longest time.
That your mom was the hot mom?
Yeah.
Huh. That's kind of awesome, though.
Yeah.
I'm going to put this on my eye, but I don't know how to cut it.
Wow.
I'm getting really creative.
Yeah.
JP's like, come to work with your makeup done. I'm like, fucking okay.
Challenge accepted.
You got it, bucko.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you feel like...
that seemed way easier than I thought it was going to be.
I know. It was from Temu, so it's probably not that tough.
Fair.
Okay. As a mom who's a dancer, do you ever think, like... I don't know. Sometimes when I'm in, like, a serious relationship, a judgy relationship, I'll be doing something on stage, and I'm like, oh, my God, would they be ashamed of seeing me do this? Or, like, when I'm doing this, and I'm like, oh, God, my mom's in the crowd. She's probably not so proud of me. Do you ever think that on stage, like, oh, God... If only would my son accept this if he knew, like, I was fucking shoving a banana down my throat?
No.
No,
never, because that will be none of his concern ever. You know what I mean? Like,
no,
none of that shit is, like, unless you're in the bar, you're not seeing it.
True, and I guess it'll never come up unless one of his friends see it in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're still 9 years away from that, so we'll cross that bridge when I get there.
It's happening so quick though, because like,
Right?
remember when we were driving to Red Deer and you're like, oh my God, he's 9.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, he's basically a fucking adult now.
Yep. Now he's even more of an adult, and he's like this tall.
That is wild.
Yeah.
That is wild.
And he's lost all of his baby features. So he just looks like a little grown man, and it's weird.
Oh,
Yeah.
so cute though.
Right? Yeah, it seems weird. And his personality, like now, obviously with like video gaming and he plays Fortnite and whatever, he's got like the little douchey kid like persona.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's not on TikTok or anything, is it?
No.
I gotta say, being a mom and doing this and not getting in your head or anything that's fucking, I think it's really cool because I get in my head a lot all the time.
Yeah, I don't know. There's not like a lot of moms that I know that like we discuss motherly things. You know what I mean? Jersey, when I first started Jersey Fox, and I used to talk about it all the time because at first I was really like, oh no, I don't know if I could, do this, or I don't know if I should do this, or I don't know if I should work this much. But then at the end of the day, it just comes down to like, I have bills to pay and he has things he wants. And that's why I'm doing this job, is to give him the life that he wants, and me obviously, but just makes it a little bit easier. Doing surgery over there.
I don't know what's happening or why I decided to do this. It's from like when you take 2 weeks off work and you're like, oh my God, I'm so used to being a bad bitch. What is happening?
Right.
Yeah, like I didn't pack any cute outfits for Kelowna or anything. I just was like a bum.
Yeah.
Not myself at all. I thought it'd be relaxing.
Yeah. Sometimes you need that though.
Yeah. Ooh. I don't know.
Let me see it. I can't see it from that angle. Oh, it looks kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should I like make it come down like this?
I would. I was going to say that dangly thing would drive me fucking mental.
Well, I was going to either cut it and keep it like that or...
Yeah.
Cut it?
Yeah.
Everyone who's not watching on YouTube is going to be like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, right?
Do you ever lie about your son?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially when people are fucking weird. I
think everyone should. I think it should be mandatory almost.
Yeah. Like I have a tattoo on my rib, obviously, of like his birthday and his name and his feet. So I can't really like hide it. You know what I mean? Because if you're ever looking at me, you could tell. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, when people ask if they've been like weird or said weird shit or like whatever, I'm like, oh no, I don't know what you're talking about. They're like, that one. I'm like, what?
It's my baby brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely lie. But a lot of the times too, it makes me like more human almost. Like I find a lot of the times I'm really hard to approach. And so when people who are maybe just in the bar having a drink, or they're like in small towns, I'm not talking about like in the cities, but like when they're just in the bar having a drink, or they're there with their friends, or they're married or whatever, and they're not like super strip club goers, when we start sitting down and conversating, or they see my tattoo, they're like, oh, you're like a mom. And then we have, they're like, oh yeah, I have kids too. And then we start talking about it. But if they're ever like fucking weirdos, absolutely not.
No.
Yeah.
Which is understandable. I think it's odd.
Yeah.
For any, like, especially the ones that put it on their stripper profile and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like online, that's a different story.
Absolutely not.
I could go on about that for hours.
Mm-hmm.
But because people are fucking weird.
Yeah. The internet is not a place for children.
No. Nope. Do you think that's how he's going to find out? Or I feel like he's going to go, you're going to tell him or something like, yeah, I know. Mm-hmm. I think that's what.
Well, I mean, all my stuff is in the basement. He's seen my promo. He's seen, you know what I mean? Like all of my promo is PG for that exact reason. Yeah. Because I'm not going to have pictures of my tits or my ass hanging around my house for him to just pick up and be like, oh, what's this? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And it would be way too stressful to just try and hide everything all the time. So it's just like, in my basement right next to like my groceries. You know what I mean? Like it's not, I don't know. It's not like a hidden feature.
No, there's like some downstairs will go to the end of the earth.
Yeah.
To keep it secret. And I'd love to ask them why, but it's honestly, I feel like I already know the answer. And that is because other kids are so fucking ruthless.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I think that a lot of people want to keep it like not just from customers, but like they keep their private lives very private.
Yeah.
Which is fine. But yeah, like, I don't know. Because sometimes when people ask people like, oh, do you have kids? And they say no, but like you can clearly see that they do.
You mean like their body shows it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, why are you lying? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like with me, my boobs and stuff have stretch marks. You can tell. Either I got huge tits overnight or, you know what I mean? I guess.
People ask me that too because I have natural looking boobs.
Yeah.
They'll ask me all the time, like if I have kids, and
yeah,
like, oh, it's just your boobs are so big and natural. And I'm like, no, but then they also accuse me of lying. So
yeah, right. It doesn't matter what you tell these people; they're gonna think you're lying.
Oh yeah.
You could tell them the truth, and they'd be like, no, you're lying. You're right.
Yep.
Yeah, whatever floats your boat there.
Absolutely true. I remember this kid in elementary school. His name was Jonathan, and his mom did the like toy things like for bachelorette parties.
Oh
or,
yes,
like,
yeah,
passion parties.
Passion parties, yeah.
Yes, and that's all it took. And I remember the ridicule that he got, and because he was a very reactive kid, like he was always in trouble for his reactions in school. He would always hit or scream or whatever. He didn't take it well when kids got in his face about it.
Yeah.
And I remember him like crying a lot, and I used to babysit him and being like, fuck, you know, like in my head, because I'm always thinking kid first, especially when I'm a kid, like how could that mom do that? Like put her kid in that situation. And now that I'm an adult, I was like, we still have to live. You know, there's still a life outside of school.
That kid was told that it was taboo, and he probably wasn't able to talk to his mom about it to get the actual information. So then everything that these kids were saying became his truth.
Yeah.
Instead of, you know, his mom being like, no, that's not what it is. It's for adults or blah, blah, whatever, however you were going to be age appropriate about it, so that he had material to fight back with.
Yeah, because he had no defense to stand on.
Yeah.
Other than like, I don't know. I remember babysitting too, and there was like dildos and everything laying around. And I was just like, oh, wow.
Yeah, that's another thing is like, it shouldn't be laying around the house.
God, no.
Like anything that has to do with anything adult should not be laying around the house. And that goes for like weed or alcohol or anything sex, anything like pornography, posters. Like the thing that really gets me is when people bring my poster to me and be like, hey, sign this for my 3-year-old.
Oh God,
like, I don't want to fucking do that.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that at all. And so I always just jokingly go 3-year-old or what, you know what I mean? Like I will never write their name. That's weird. That's really, really weird.
I've heard people like, oh, I'm going to hang this poster up in the nursery. Yeah. Or like, it's for a teenager's birthday, and I'm like, I don't want to commit a crime. But that's also why I stopped showing my boobies and posters as well. I'm like, I didn't realize how much of you are just showing this shit around your kids.
Yeah. And our like magnets and stuff are on fridges, and like kids see it. So like, at least yours is like really cool art. Like you're like walking a dead animal or in a graveyard or whatever. It looks
like some kind of like comic ad or whatever,
or like a concert, like you know, promo or something. Like it looks like something death metal. So great, awesome. But yeah, like the girls that are just like. And with their boobs out? No, not for me.
I'm hoping no one would ever show this to her kid, but have you ever seen Shelby Wild's promo?
Yes.
Just some guy holding her butt. It makes me laugh so hard because she gets Zyn covers, like perfectly measured out stickers, and she'll be like, give me your Zyn, and like put it on their Zyns for them.
Oh my God.
It's genius.
Yeah.
And so fucking funny because it's just an asshole. That's it. No name, no nothing. It's just like her cornhole.
Yeah. That's crazy.
She got a pretty butthole. She does.
Yeah. Wild. Yeah. No.
Shelby Wild.
Yeah, right?
Where'd that go?
What was it?
Have you ever had a customer? Because that's happened before with a few other dancers where it's like, do you have a kid? And you're like, no. And then they're like, well, I saw your Facebook or someone told me. Have you ever had that moment?
No.
No?
No.
Good. That's good.
I don't know why some girls aren't on top of the internet the way that they should be. Like, if you have things that you want to protect, like children, then your regular people shit should be so fucking locked down that nobody can find it.
Yeah, nothing posted on the Shade Instagram, you know.
Well, no, like, just you need to keep your shit separate. Like, so you have a dancer account and a regular account. And your regular account is where all of your stuff is for your family and your kids and your dogs and your pets and your whatever that you don't want, you know.
Yeah.
That you wouldn't want.
But if you don't want anyone to see your face, you know, like, no pictures on the...
Yeah.
You can't really promote yourself. That's something you do have to accept.
Yeah.
Right? Everything
but
stays
also,
very quiet.
They don't really allow that.
Well, yeah, that kind of blows my mind sometimes.
Well, and I mean, I kind of get it. I do kind of understand from both sides. Like, I understand wanting to keep your identity secret. And I also understand, like, they need to promote their club and their business and whatever. And the whole thing is they have us and we have customers. And then they have customers that want to come see us. And so they do the promoting. And it's a cross-promoting. And that's how everyone makes money. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, I don't know.
I think it does make sense when you're advertising the girls on stage.
Yes.
And I don't like that now the girls have to decide whether it's between a fine or going on stage when they want to keep their privacy, because that used to be like a luxury of the job. And it's still a luxury of being an escort.
Yeah.
Of having the choice to hide your face and to choose what is posted about you. Mm-hmm. And I feel like they would be accepting if you were like, absolutely no, don't post my face. I don't think they'd ever be like, no, we have to.
Yeah.
But it sucks that we do now live in a world where if they choose that, they might get fined, or they might make less money because they can't promote themselves.
But you know what? At the end of the day, you can promote yourself. You can get an Instagram that is your dancer name.
Yeah, but if you have to stay, like, there's girls who teach kindergarten, they can't post anything. They can't ever show their face as a stripper. They can't promote themselves as a stripper in any way, shape, or form. There's definitely jobs like that.
Yeah. But that's one of the things that you choose. If you're a nurse or a teacher or whatever else and you know that you can't have your two lives coincide, then it's probably not in your best interest to coincide your life.
I do. I also think that if your job doesn't accept it, or you are risking a job for another job.
If you're risking a career for what you think this industry is,
which fucking
that's idiocracy.
Sucks, because I feel like I don't know, nurses and teachers don't get paid enough.
I know.
So there should be no shame in either of them doing this. I kind of understand the teacher thing because you do have to keep horny teenage boys at bay, but that fucking sucks because the males don't have to do that either. But it's not like men have the opportunity to be making money.
I think that it's like that. I can see it from both sides. Like, if, let's say my kid's teacher was a stripper, right? Mm-hmm. Hypothetically, let's just say that she was, and we ran into each other at a club. Would I feel a certain type of way about it? Probably not. Now, would I feel a certain type of way about it if she was bringing it into the classroom? 100%.
Yeah.
It'd be the same thing as me being at home. I'm not a stripper at home. I'm not walking around in 8-inch heels cleaning my house, you know, to nasty. Like, I'm not doing that. That's crazy. Yeah. So what you do on your personal time that isn't between 8:15 and 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. should be nobody's business.
Should be.
Yeah.
Should be. We don't live in a world where it's like that.
Yeah.
Especially with, like, the girl I know who was a kindergarten teacher. Mm-hmm. You know, and she's explaining how much she makes. She's trying to get all this shit saved for preparing for a family to get that done within the next 3 years. And how it would be physically impossible for her to build this life that she wants, which is having a child. Yes. And being able to be okay with the child living as a single parent. And that was her whole thing. And like how it's physically impossible for her to do so unless she strips.
Okay, so then choose one or the other. What do you want your life to be?
That fucking sucks.
Yeah,
too,
it does. But everybody else has to make that decision. We made it. Every other dancer that came before us made it. And everyone that'll come after us had to make it.
That's another thing when young girls are like give me some advice.
Yeah, at 18, no.
Before I start dancing, it's you really have to think about the repercussions. Are you okay losing everyone in your family because of their thoughts? I don't care how open-minded they seem now, you're going to lose someone of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, or professionalism with jobs. What about if you're only planning to do this temporary? Explain the thing in
the gap in your resume.
The gap in your resume. What if someone figures out your real name and you danced on their boyfriend and your real name is posted on the fucking dirty?
Yep.
And there it is. You type in that person's name, every job application, every rental, everything that they type in your name, and you come up on Google as a dirty stripper.
Yeah.
It could happen to you. Doesn't matter how well you try and hide it. It could fucking happen. And they have to think about these repercussions.
Well, and also, like, no offense, but before you're 20 or 24 or anything of that, you're not mentally prepared for what this job really is. Like I say all the time, I wish I would have started sooner, but there ain't no way. If I would have started at 18, I would have been fucking cocaine addict, a heroin addict. I'd probably be a hooker on 118th.
You think so?
Oh, 100%. Me at 18 was no bueno. Not good.
I was very impressionable at 18. I was a go-go dancer, and I ended up being like a manager of this whole company, getting paid fuck all, getting yelled at and screamed at for nothing, and thinking that I was still doing a good job, getting paid the bare minimum.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it would have been bad for me too, and I probably would have gone down some kind of hole.
Yeah, no, I was an alcoholic. I was impressionable. I was hanging out with the wrong people doing the wrong things. Like, 100% should not have been.
When did you have your son? How old were you?
20.
Okay, so you weren't like shockingly young or anything.
No. Well, I guess I just turned 21 because I'm August, he's September. So I just turned 21.
Did you turn stripping because you wanted a better life for him?
Well, I've always wanted to be a stripper. And then one day I was living in Edson, working at the strip club, and I was sitting there and I was just like, why the fuck am I back here? Like, I should not be behind the bar. And then, like, as you know, Danny was the MC DJ person.
Yeah.
Friday, Saturdays.
Yeah.
And so I just started talking to him, and he was like, yeah, you could do it. Why couldn't you? And I was like, yeah, you're right. Why couldn't I? And then, yeah, he did like a little audition thing, and I already had a pole and shoes and whatever. So I went in and did like my shit ass 3 pole tricks, but I could walk in heels. And that's what he said. He's like, well, you can walk. You've got a little bit of rhythm. The rest will come. And I was like, okay, sounds good. And then I quit my job and moved to Edmonton.
God, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. That is so weird that our friendship more or less started in the change room, I'd say. I do remember talking with you.
Yeah.
When you were down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild that like there's these relationships you think just come and go, and then they can turn into something else. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
And you weren't dancing very long at that time. Like, you'd only been in maybe a year.
Brand new.
Yeah. And I was like, holy shit, if she could do it, I could do it. And you were there with Wednesday Adam.
And I was only friends with her for 3 months.
Yeah.
And that was like first 3 months of me dancing. So
yeah. So it was like
right at the beginning.
The very beginning. Yeah. And then we worked together in Hinton, and you said that I was good, and I fucking went upstairs and like scream cried. I was like, who the fuck thinks I'm good?
Which is wild that like I had any kind of impression on anyone that like knew of a dancer, but I guess like dancers back then didn't do fuck all. They really didn't do much.
They didn't. And you looked different, right? You've always looked like this.
Yeah.
So like, if you can do it, I can too. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Whereas like everything that everyone's ever been told about strippers, that they're blonde with big titties and a bunch of lip filler and whatever. And then all of a sudden it was like, I don't want to call it like circus freaks, but the circus freaks came to town, and I was like, yo, but these are my people.
That was the thing too, because I remember Bear started us with the Voodoo Vixens. He was like, this is how you have to market yourself because freak shows don't do well in this industry.
Yes.
And we're like, okay.
Yeah, and there was like 7 or 8 of you.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not quite there, but I'm not the girl next door. Right? So I'm heavily tattooed now, I guess, but I'm not fully tattooed. But I'm also
bright red hair and you have lip piercings and like the way that you dress, the bright colored clothing and everything.
Right. So I'm not like a cutesy little Ugg Stanley Cup girly. I'm a this, whatever this is.
I'm a that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. When you started dancing, did that like come as a realization, like how good you now can have it, and same with your son? Because being a young single mom's got to be fucking hard.
Yeah, I don't think that I really knew what I was getting into. I had no idea. I was talking to Savannah Cruz because she missed her bus one day and I drove her down to Calgary. And I just asked her, I was like, how much money do you make? You know, what is it like? And she told me like the good, the bad, the ugly. She's like, sometimes you make $0, sometimes you make $1,000, sometimes you have, you know, $7,000 week, sometimes you have a $200 week. She's like, it all really just depends on you and your attitude. She's like, whatever you put into it is what you're going to get out of it, which has never been truer.
Yeah.
Because if you just go and show up and do your stage shows and you don't go on the floor and you don't talk to anyone, yeah, great. You can do that. You can, but you're not going to make as much money as the girls that are on the floor talking to people or pretending to be nice or whatever it is.
Pretend to be nice.
Yeah. Like it's, I don't know.
And that goes with performing on stage as well.
Yeah.
So many girls are just like, how are you so good? And I'm like, is it not obvious? It's practice.
Yeah.
It's practice,
it's routine and doing it over and over. And also having passion for it.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of girls that don't. And I mean, like, I know I go through ebbs and flows where I'm just like, don't care. If she can twerk, I can too. I'm going to make the same amount of money. And then there's some times where I'm like, oh, I feel really like ambitious today. I'm going to do whatever the fuck. But I don't know. I think at the end of the day, most of it just comes down to like, the way you're feeling. And sometimes you just don't fucking want to, and sometimes you kill it. And that's just with life in general.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Is stripping a job that you would suggest is good for mothers?
I wouldn't suggest that it's good for anyone unless you can be sober. 100% sober. If you can't do this job sober, you can't do this job. Because it will ruin your life.
I couldn't agree more. Yeah. If you cannot go on the floor sober.
And I mean, like, you don't have to be sober or you don't have to be whatever, but if you have to go to work and start your night off with 5 or 6 shots or a couple doubles or whatever it is to get yourself flowing, like, that's a problem. Mm-hmm. That's a problem. Because if you went to Walmart, you wouldn't be showing up to drink half a bottle of fucking vodka. You know what I mean? Like, it's a job. And at the end of the day, a lot of people think it's a lifestyle, I think, is what the problem is. And so I don't think that anyone should do this if they can't.
The thing is, it is a lifestyle, but it's not that lifestyle. The lifestyle is like when you get home, you have to train yourself into a routine if you ever want to sleep normally. Yeah. If you want to have a good body that's not just your fucking arms are ripped, you got to get a gym routine in there too. If you're waking up feeling like shit and your skin's drying out, you have to fit in water in there as well. You don't want to be depressed. Figure out when the fuck you're getting your sun. Because if you don't get the sunshine, you get depressed, and that's when it really goes downhill.
Especially because we work nights. Even in the summer, we work nights. So a lot of the time, I'm guilty of it too. If I'm working away from home, and I'll sleep all day. I'm tired. Like,
I'm tired.
I'm tired. I wake up at 7:45. I get my kid to school. I do all my running around and I do my laundry and I clean my house and I cook meals and I meal prep and I do all of these things. And then I go and pick him up and then he's got Muay Thai or he's got after school classes or he wants to go snowboarding or he wants to do this or that or blah, 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 blah.
God,
or
he does sound like he has a good fucking life. I gotta tell you that.
Or the meeting starts at 6 and then you have to be there at 6 fully ready. Like, where's the nap time? When do I get a nap? No. And then you're working till 3, sometimes 4 a.m. And then you get home and you're on 3 hours of sleep and then you just continuously do this cycle. And every day you deplete yourself a little more and a little more and a little more. And if you don't have self-care or a self-care routine or something that makes you happy, whether it's a massage or doom scrolling in your bed for 4 hours uninterrupted by literally anything. Like, there's sometimes, I know that I reply all the time, but there's sometimes where, like, Serena will text me and be like, hello? And I'm like, nope. I'll message you back in 3 to 4 hours because I just don't. I'll see all the names pop up on my phone. I'm like, no.
I feel that too.
Yeah.
I do feel that. I always know that when I see your message and I left it and I'll be busy all day, if I see you again on Snapchat, I'm like, oh, the streak.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah. And sometimes I feel bad, but I'm like, we're keeping it. It doesn't matter.
I was trying to explain that to my man of like what a streak is and why, like, I'll get your thing and then I instantly just send this picture and he's like, what the fuck? Because it's always me going like this.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't get it. I was like, it's just something girls do.
Right. It's really not even that important because it's not like, I don't know. I think that they're kind of important. Like, it's almost like because we don't get to see each other all the time, it's almost like reaffirming like, hey, you still mean something to me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, as needy as that sounds, because like a lot of the time I don't get to see you. I haven't seen you since December 22nd. It is January 13th.
Fuck, that is actually wild.
You know what I mean?
It feels like I seen you 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I haven't seen Serena since December 1st.
She's coming down end of December, right?
End of January, yeah.
End of January, that's right.
Yeah, so it'll be 2 months by the time I see her. But like, I mean, and then also, I work a lot on the road, whereas you work a lot in town or in Kelowna. I work on the road, so I'm by my fucking self.
Yeah.
Like, a lot. So it's just like a way to like keep touch with my reality, right? Like, hey, what you doing? You know? Whereas like, then you don't feel needy, because it's one of those things that you do every day, or I try to do every day without fail, whether it's just a picture of my curtains or it's a picture of me doing this or whatever. Mm-hmm. It's just like a little like, hi.
I never even thought of it that way, honestly. Like that's a very sweet way of putting it. I thought like, because I the last person who cared about it was like the number.
Yeah.
Was important.
Yeah, it's not even the number. Yeah. It's like I am sometimes sitting in Bonnyville, Alberta, in a dungy-ass hotel by myself in a jail cell where I have no TV, no nothing. And I'm just like, some normalcy. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like sometimes, you know what I mean? If I Snapchat or whatever, and then you respond right away and I see that you're literally just laying in bed, then I'm like, oh, cool. It's a good time to like tell this fucking stupid story about work last night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It kind of gives you like a little bit of an insight into what people are doing. Whereas like, you know, if I Snapchat Anya and she's at the gym, okay, you know, it's not the right time. But if I Snapchat her and she's whatever, walking her dog, then yeah, okay, she's got time for a story. Whereas like, I don't know, that sounds really bad, but I feel like I don't like to be a burden on people, right? We both have that in common. So it's kind of just like a little like olive branch almost. Like every day it's kind of just like, you still like me? Yeah. Okay, good. Okay, good. That's all I needed. Yeah, especially on weeks like this. Like, oh my God, this week is brutal. Brutal. And in 3 to 5 business days, I'll be completely fine.
God, I hate that.
Right?
I hate that. I hate trying to, like, still sound sexy while explaining this to a man that, like, you know, on these weird 3 days, I'm a bitch and I'm not horny. But, like, this whole week, I'm going to be like, all I want is your wiener. But, like,
don't actually give it to me or present it at all. Because I'll cry.
And, like, trying to explain still sounds sexy. I hate, like, I don't know. I always get a sense of shame and embarrassment when I talk about any female problems at all. Yeah. Or, like, it's an excuse, but it's not. Fuck, man. You don't understand. Their testosterone and everything just stays, like...
Well, they do what we do in a week every day.
Yeah.
So they start in the morning, really high peak testosterone, and then through the day, they ebb and flow, and it's whatever. And that's why sometimes they get road rage at 3 p.m., but then sometimes they don't. And then by the 24 hours they go to bed, they wake up and they start the cycle all over again. So for them, it's normal. But for us, we're flatline until we're fucking crashing.
Yeah.
Or we're in our lunar phase or whatever that one is, and we're on a fucking high. So it's like, I got it. Oh, never mind. I came back. So it's like, yeah, okay, they go through all of these things, but we feel them. So like their like high testosterone is probably like I don't think I have any testosterone right now. Like I think I'm all estrogen.
Yeah, when you drop your egg and your period starts is when your testosterone is high.
It's high?
Yes, because your body has to drop the egg and expel the uterine lining. That's why they say when your man bitches about you being in a bad mood during your period, you are more like him than you are at any other time in the month. Oh. Yeah, so when you're on your period, you are more like a man any other time. So like being on edge, admit it, dude. You guys
Shut up, really?
Men are way more emotional than us.
I thought it was backwards. I thought it was estrogen. Right now.
You have a bunch of estrogen right now. That's why you're all like, yeah. And then you're going to have all this testosterone. That's why you're going to be like, I need to clean. And everyone's out of my face. Get the fuck, you know.
I thought you meant that I had testosterone right now. And I was like, are all these men just little baby back bitches?
No, when your period starts, you have higher testosterone because that's what drops like the uterine lining and makes you start to bleed and everything.
Yeah. That makes sense. Okay. I thought you were telling me it was the other way around. I was like, wait, what?
And if you don't release enough testosterone, like, because this happened to me a long time ago. It sounds bad, but it's not. It's just a gross word. If you don't release enough testosterone while in your period, it can happen when you have PCOS or endometriosis, whatever. Back in the day, I started getting my period and wondering why I couldn't get my tampons to go in because I didn't have enough testosterone dropping the blood. It made my uterus collapse or prolapse.
Oh, wow.
Prolapse. And everyone's like, is it falling out of you? I'm like, no, it just... Like your uterus just like lays down.
Yeah, it just doesn't have the muscle to it, so it just folds in on itself.
It just folds in when you don't have enough testosterone. That's from
crazy
starving yourself and stress and PCOS and all this other shit. But yeah, that can happen if you don't have enough testosterone.
Wow. Well, I'd like them to just take mine out so I never have to find out whether I have enough testosterone. But
you want your ovaries out?
I want my uterus gone.
But then you'll be on like replacements for stuff.
Not if you leave your ovaries, because your ovaries is where your estrogen comes from.
You can take the uterus out?
Yeah, it's called a partial hysterectomy. And guess when they started doing it? 5 months after I got my tubal ligation. That's fun.
So you wouldn't get your period?
Yeah.
But do you still go through the phases of having a period?
I don't think so.
You just wouldn't have a uterine lining to drop?
Maybe. I don't know.
We need to bring a doctor on here.
Right.
You know what would be cool to bring on here is Dr. Robinson. Like the girl who did our surgeries.
Right.
Fuck, that'd be cool. Maybe we should ask her. I don't know if they're ever open to that.
I don't know either. But yeah, that would be kind of cool. Yeah. I don't know.
You obviously don't want any more kids.
No.
Is that because you like one and done? Always thought that?
No, I always told myself that if I wasn't married and settled down by 25, I was not having another kid, because I will not give another man a child without a life.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
I like that. And the baby daddy...
Sperm donor?
Sperm donor.
Hopefully he's dead in a ditch.
Okay, tell us that story. How did that... You were dating him and got pregnant, or...
Well, it's like... Not that simple,
No.
I don't know how, like, he's detailed to go with this.
However in detail you want. But he
was a rape baby.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I tried to ex-nay the situation 3 times, and I got kidnapped and, like, forced to not do it.
Really?
Yeah, and then...
Wow. That's gotta be fucking traumatic as shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So then it was just kind of one of those, like, well, I guess I'm fucked now. Make the best out of it.
Wow.
Yeah. Rough. Ayo.
Fuck. Because I remember back in we went to Red Deer and you thought you saw.
Yeah. Oh my God. And I had a fucking panic attack.
I just thought he was abusive.
No. Yeah.
Wow.
He tried to kill me. Multiple times.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
You had no family on your side?
I was isolated. I was moved to a small town. Wasn't able to work because if you're a hairdresser, you touch men's hair, you're a whore. So imagine what I'd be now.
Oh, that is scary.
Yeah. So I was alienated from my family and my friends. I was tracked. I wasn't allowed to wear makeup. I wasn't allowed to wear anything but pajamas. He never kept food in the house. So I would starve all day while he was at work, and then he would take me to Tim Hortons and I could get 1 croissant because heaven forbid I get fat.
Wow.
Yeah. And then he tried to take a butcher knife to my stomach and kill my kid when I was like 5.5 months pregnant.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, holy fuck. I didn't realize that there was a lot of trauma attached to.
Yeah. So that's why when we were in Red Deer, there was this guy that looked almost identical to him. And I went to go get her to go see if he had these certain tattoos or whatever. And he didn't. Whatever the story is, I ended up becoming friends with this guy. And I ended up telling him that I had a panic attack because I seen him and thought he was my baby daddy, blah, blah, blah. And he thought it was funny. But, he's a crackhead now. Anyway, yeah, so it was like, I had like a full-blown, I think I even cried. I sat on the floor.
Yeah.
Like cried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, do you have, like, obviously, the whole situation, you're going to resent the shit out of all of it. Are you ever going to tell your son that story?
No. Yeah.
I think that's a good choice, too.
Yeah, no. Fuck that. I mean,
who would want to feel like they were...
If it came down to the point where he was like, I want to know who my sperm donor is and blah, 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 I would tell him. Yeah, 100% I would. But not until he's cognitively functioning enough to know why he's not in the picture and never will be.
Yeah.
And I also wouldn't tell him before he was able to like physically fight his own battles.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's been 11 years. I left when I was 7 months pregnant. Just about 7 months pregnant. I guess I left August long weekend, or like the last weekend of July into August long weekend, and then he was born in September. So however months that makes me, 7 months, 6.5 months.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Holy fuck.
Mm-hmm.
That is fucked up.
That's why when a lot of these girls are like, I'm abused. It's like, do you actually know what abuse is, or did he just not buy you Starbucks today? You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. I just want to preface to the audience that we're not being sensitive when we say this. We were talking about someone earlier that definitely every relationship she gets into, it's they're a narcissist. They abused me. They did this. They did that, because she would get a no.
Yeah,
and
I mean, like, I understand that there's different levels of abuse, and everyone's like, oh, like, blah, blah, blah. I personally would rather physical abuse. I would rather go out in the backyard and duke it out and, like, do all this crazy shit than ever have a single mind game played on me. Ever. In my entire life.
Yeah.
Never again.
Wow.
Yeah. And I think that's why I'm very, like, mean what you say and say what you mean. Because if you don't, I'm not reading into it. I'm taking it exactly the way you said it. So if it's not the way you meant to say it, don't fucking say it.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I think that's why people think that I come across as very angry sometimes. It's like, I'm not angry. I just don't have time or energy. Like, I have so many things going on in a day and in a week and whatever. I don't have the energy to play your little, like, what did you think you meant? No, just
moms
say it.
know what's important too. So, like, if your little me is, consuming your mind and you can't even talk to me about it, like, you're a fucking mother and you have shit to do. You have a household to take care of.
Right.
So, like, there's no downstairs named Sarah, so no one coming from my ass. Like, little Sarah is like, you can tell that she's me.
Yeah.
But you're not going to look into it, because what the fuck does she have going on? That's all she has going on is anger towards you that she feels. And her whole life. And
at the end of the day, if you have a problem with me and you would like to address it, my working hours are whenever I'm in the club and you run into me between 9 and 3. Yeah. If it's outside that and you don't have my phone number, you don't have a problem with me. Sorry. Unless you can physically get a hold of me off of social media, because everybody can get a hold of me on social media. But unless you have my phone number, you don't have a problem with me. Or you don't know me well enough to have a problem with me, actually.
Do you have a problem with the idea of me?
Yeah, exactly.
You have a problem with people liking me. You have a problem with me winning or succeeding or getting the booking you didn't get or whatever.
Yep. And that is a you problem, not a me problem.
Right? Mm-hmm. Because it's not like we're walking around and doing shit that's like, oh my God, am I going to get caught for, other than talking shit. Whenever someone's mad at me, I'm like, if I was talking shit, that's all I think.
Right? But at the end of the day, if you come up to me, I'll tell you exactly what I said.
Yeah.
I will.
Because usually it gets, like, taken a different way. Mm-hmm. All the time. Every fucking time.
Yeah. The game of telephone is large.
Especially in this industry.
Yeah.
And half the time it's like, so-and-so doesn't like you because she thinks you're full of yourself. And it's like, okay. So she has a fucking opinion about me.
Right.
It's weird that would make her, like, dislike me, but whatever. That's her opinion.
Exactly. Yeah, and I think that comes from being very, like, small-minded or unsure of yourself as a human. Like, if you're not comfortable in your own skin and your own body and you always want something different or something more or something that she has or I want to do this or I want to do that, you're never going to be happy with yourself and you're never going to be able to make long-lasting friendships and or relationships.
Yes.
So, again, that's her loss, not mine.
A lot of it, too, is people considering friendships to be way, way closer.
Yeah.
When it's like we were being professional and at work.
Right? Yeah, I think that a lot of people misconstrue how close people really are. Because a lot of people are like, oh, you're best friends with so-and-so. It's like, no, I'm not.
We're just working together. Yeah.
Yeah, we work together. And they're like, oh, well, you post with them. Like,
we post with everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Like, literally. So, I don't know. And
that's honestly where, and I don't know if you have the same rumors about you, but it's always like, Crowley can never keep a friendship, and now she's close with so-so, and now she's close with so-and-so. I'm like, I wasn't close with any of them. I've been close with the same 5 fucking people forever. There's some that come and go. That's what happens with all relationships.
Yeah.
Relationships end eventually, and sometimes they happen with a close friend here and there. But, like, I'll post a picture with, example, Clover, because that's happened immediately after I posted a picture with her. It's like, got a message. So what, she's your best friend now?
Yeah.
I'm like, before, there was 4 and 5 pictures with me and Anya, and I never got accused, but someone new pops in the picture, and, like, people want to talk. This isn't a dating show.
Right.
Who cares who's friends with who? Let's all be fucking nice together. We're all working in the same spot. Don't be weird about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, like the whole, like, she can't keep a friendship or she jumps friends to friends. Maybe they just took a picture together and you're taking it way too deep.
Yeah, I don't have those rumors because people know I don't make friends. That's not a thing for me. If anything, it'll be like, oh, she's working with so-and-so this week. But it's never like, oh my God, this is her new best friend. Like, I have 3 best friends and that's it. Thank you.
And it does get like that too, because when you and Serena weren't working together all the time, people were like asking me like, are they still friends? Because they don't post anything together anymore. I'm like, it's because one of them lives 4.5 hours away from the other one. That's why.
Yeah, I went from seeing her literally every week for years to seeing her once every 2, 3, sometimes 4 months.
Yeah.
Like, you want me to just fake it and take all these weird pictures in different outfits so that I can post one so that you still think that we're friends? Like, that's fucking weird.
Right? Nobody's
doing that.
This reminds me of, I made that, it got deleted because there was a twerking video in it. But it was like, oh, a sister is a friend, you can something. And it was like a video of me and all my friends. And the only video I had of you, me, and Serena in this phone is the one I saved from Snapchat of us trying to put our fists in our mouth. And you don't have your boobs done or anything yet. And we're all like, ah! Yeah. And I'm like, that's not cute.
Right?
And there's someone else in the video too. And it's like, I don't want her in the video.
Yeah. And a lot of the time too, like people are always like, oh, you never post together. It's like, yeah, no, because we're actually living life.
Yeah.
We're like doing things. You know what I mean? And we don't need to just post about it all the time. Like, I get that there's some people that do, or you know what I mean? Like, have to post every meal they go to, or they have to post every what. Like, I've taken such a fucking social media hiatus for like the last 6 months. It's so great. I don't even think I've posted where I've been working. Oh, maybe I posted when I was in Brandon. But like before that, I haven't posted really at all. Maybe once when I was at Shade.
The person who's like inspired me to take more pictures and of everything I'm doing, Megan Mayhem. Because she has, like, buyouts even with your friends and stuff like that. Like, all these memories that just, like, go way over our head and we, like, whatever. She'll show me videos from, like, a year ago of, like, this buyout we were in together or this inside joke that we totally forgot about. Yeah. And I'm like, oh. Like, you'd be the person to go to when someone dies. She'd have, like, all this proof of, like, how amazing that person is. Yeah. I want that now. I want more pictures of my friends, like, laughing. Yeah. And enjoying themselves.
And just not so much, like, a scripted. I think that's it. She's very unscripted, and she just posts whatever she wants.
She just hits record.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I just go, okay, guys, flash, and I start fucking recording now. Yeah. You know? And it paid off, because in Mexico, like... pictures were adorable. And it makes us look like we're just living, and we were living life. It's just nice to have all that, like...
Yeah. I definitely take pictures of things that I'm doing for sure now, because I never used to do that. I used to just do the thing, and then I'm like, yeah, but now I can't even show anyone what I did. Not even for like I have to post this on social media or TikTok. It's just like like I went to the wolf sanctuary thing, and I forgot to take multiple pictures. I took 2 pictures, 2 videos.
The same with that Airbnb I was just at.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just...
Right? Yeah. Because I just enjoyed being there, and I wanted to play with the wolf dogs.
The wolf doggies.
Right?
No, I completely understand that. It's a blessing and a curse. Yeah. To want to film and everything and capture every fucking moment with your friends. Mm-hmm. I am excited because we're at a wedding together, and that's going to be lots of pictures and seeing everyone dressed up, because I feel like a lot of strippers might be at this one. So that's going to be fucking cute. Yeah. I'm excited to see everyone, like, dressed up and, like, womanly and not in stripper attire, you know? Oh, my God. I'm actually so fucking excited. Yeah. Same with when Anya gets married, I feel like, or me. It's going to be, like, all the strippers, but, like, appropriate. Right. It's going to be wild, you know?
It's all the strippers, but if we were going to a ball.
Yeah, like, everyone will still be extra. Yeah. I stopped wearing these lashes for so long, and I think I outgrew them.
Outgrew them?
Like, I'm 33 now.
Oh, I love those lashes.
I had a birthday, everybody. That's new with me. So I feel like too old for them now. I don't know.
I like those lashes. I actually just went, when I was in Brandon, I sent everybody a Snapchat, and I was like, look at these lashes I just bought at this little Asian convenience store. And I love them, and they're just like that. They're just thick and bulky and amazing.
Yeah, it's very me, but it's also, I haven't been wearing makeup for so long. I can see things are uneven. Yeah. To be a perfectionist.
Right? Turn the mirror over. It doesn't matter. Yeah. You work in the dark.
Well, I hope you guys liked our little catch-up session. We tried to make it about being a mom, but honestly, like, it's hard to ask fucking questions without getting too personal and releasing too much info. Right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I gotta say, being a boy mom sounds cool as fuck.
Yeah. It's pretty good. I don't know if I would have done as good if I was a girl mom, for sure. I don't think so. No. Like, they'd probably still be in jeans and, like, T-shirts and sweatpants, because I'm not a girly girl at all. So, to, like, get up every morning and do my little 10-year-old hair. No.
And she would be probably the opposite of you, because that's what happens.
Yeah, absolutely.
That would be no fun.
Yeah.
I just don't want kids in general, so I'm like, God. Right. Waking up to someone else's hair. Fuck that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Well, thank you for sharing everything you did.
Yeah, no problem.
That was a lot, and it was heavy. What?
I still didn't cry on the podcast. You're going to have to try again next month.
Yeah. That was a very heavy subject to touch on. I feel like if you're ever willing to touch on it again.
Yeah, we can go deeper into it, but not this week.
Not this week.
Not this week.
Not the week before the period. We'll plan it. I'll know your schedule. I'll have
exactly.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you for being honest and open about everything.
Thanks.
I appreciate your friendship.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
Have a safe and
She's
wonderful
still trying.
weekend.
It's not going to happen.
Okay, be safe and wear a condom, wear a helmet, tip your dancer.
Yeah, do all those things.
Bye.
Also be nice to us.
Yeah, be nice.
Just be nice to me.
Give me money. Bye.
Bye.